her if she can make it.
I welcome the third annual picnic for the Golden Age. My name is Mario Izzo on behalf of the association. I'd like to welcome everybody, have a good time, and enjoy the food. I'm going to introduce right now Joe Morrow. He's in charge of the committee for the picnic. On my left over here I have Mr. Jim Strabone, the fire chief. He's from the Exempt Association. And on my left again, Mr. John Hanson. He's the chief of fire inspector. The two organization, we put this thing together, and so far it's been great success. Here's Joe Morrow at this point. Thank you very much. Have a good time.
Thanks, Mario. It's a pleasure to be here. If you take a look at all these people that are sitting behind us, the Golden Age Club are the people who made Park Ridge what it is today, and we're happy to be able to do this for them. We hope we can do it for another 100 years. Jim Strabone, Fire Chief.
Thank you, Joe. We just hope everybody has a good time and enjoys the food and the music. John?
I'm just in charge of a little fire safety, and we have the home here this year from the Bergen County, and we're going to take them on a demonstration through the home, and hope they all enjoy themselves. And like Joe said, it was the seniors that made the town click years ago, and they're still here today, and we're glad to have them. Thank you.
For the last 3 years, the Park Ridge Volunteer Fire Department has hosted the senior picnic for the Golden Age Club. Seniors from the area come and enjoy food, music, and entertainment. The firemen and their families volunteer their time to set up and serve the seniors for one summer afternoon. The course of nature could have caused a serious accident during the seniors' picnic, but thanks to the quick actions of the Park Ridge Volunteer Fire Department, this incident was reduced to a demonstration.
How many knots you tying? And now they're just going to control the fall. Let it go. That's it. Got it, man. Let it go. You got it. Just let it go. All right? I really have no set time. I actually am. The Navy cookbook. I'm writing a cookbook with Navy recipes. The best of Navy. So you may want, like the better. Get rid of Huh?
Yeah, I want that. I've seen you on the ad on TV. He's going to make a video and make a lot of money on your cooking.
I got the beer. What? The secret is how you baste it. Continuous basting. And like Mr. Morgan, my great assistant, we work well together. Thank you.
Thanks to the Bergen County Police and Fire Academy, the seniors went back to school. They were able to walk through the fire-safe house and hear tips on how to check to see if there is a fire and how to prevent a fire or accident from happening in the home.
You'll come and find the place where
Okay, my name is Al Ferrara Jr. and I'm associated with the Park Ridge Board of Health. I'm also associated with the Bergen County Department of Health Services. Park Ridge contracts with us for health education services. I have the pleasure of being their field representative in health education. For the picnic today, we wanted to bring our fire safety house. This was generously supplied by the county. They have two in existence, one for children and, of course, fortunately, one for senior adults. We wanted to talk to you about some of the fire safety hazards that are found in the house, but a lot of things that people could do to prevent fires from starting so we don't lose our precious seniors and senior adults. What we like to point out is a couple of obvious things in regards to fire safety. This house has clear illustrations of things that are very careless, that things hopefully are not going on in your house, apartment, condo, wherever you live. So you need to be mindful of that. Take an inventory when you get home on some of the things that could be potential hazards for fire. Then there's some basic things you need to follow. First order of business, if your house is on fire, or your apartment or whatever, rule number one, get out of the house. Do not stop and take those treasured photos or whatever, or anything else that'll delay your exit from the house. What you're really up against is time. There's a lot of fire as far as smoke, which will probably kill you. Most people die from the inhalation of smoke, the chemicals produced by the heat and the source of the fire. So it's very important that you get out as soon as you can. What you need to do is to crawl low to the floor. If you're in your bedroom, you're in your bed and you just discover that the house is on fire, don't jump up from your bed and hide, because the smoke could overwhelm you and knock you unconscious, and you're not going to be able to escape that way. Instead, get out of the bed slowly and crawl low to the floor. Roll out of bed if possible. I know sometimes it's difficult with some of our physical ailments and things, but you have to do this to save your life. Roll out of the bed and get low to the floor. This is the source of the good air. There's oxygen there. As you get higher and higher, this heat and the dangerous chemicals are up, and you'll be overwhelmed and knocked unconscious in all likelihood. So crawl low to the floor, all right? Also, when you're leaving a house, wherever the room, make sure, say you're in your bedroom and the door is closed, and that should always be the case, ladies and gentlemen. Even though we get a little bit frightened, keep the door closed when you're in your bedroom. It buys you precious time, and it can prevent the heat, the fire, and the flames of a fire getting into your room. Now, when you get to the door, make sure that you feel the door with the back of your hand. Now, you do this if this were the bedroom door or the dining room door or whatever. Feel with the back of your hand. If the door is hot, do not open it. Heats up, plugged in. It's close to the sink, which is dangerous for risk of electrocution, but also it can burn.
It's not working.
Okay? Now, some of the hazards in regards to the house, some basic things. The proximity of some of these electrical appliances to water, a source of potential electrocution, as well as something that could be very dangerous. This is very dangerous. It needs to be carefully monitored. If you've got it plugged in, sometimes we get distracted, or we reach with it without a pot holder or whatever, and we could burn ourselves. And also, if something should blow on there like a paper, it could be a source of ignition and a source of fire. Even this, one of the gentlemen in one of the earlier tours said, you know, I did this just the other day. He left his coffee maker on, very little coffee. He probably wanted to watch a ball game or answer the phone or whatever, And what happened was there's a heating element here that eventually, when it gets all heated up, overheated, it can start on fire. This could be a source of fire. Your microwave oven, the proximity of it, you've got it here in a pretty good position, but if it's too close to heat or whatever, if it's too hot, then yeah, we can open the door. Then basically, then, you know, make sure that you don't have this too dirty inside, that it's clean, and that, again, it eliminates a source of potential fire. Look at our stove here, our burners. Paper right near the burners. It could ignite and cause fire. Now, curiously enough, I don't know if you have this in your home, but I do in mine, unfortunately, and I've been very aware of it since we've been doing these tours. I don't have any vent. I don't have any exhaust fan here. This could be a source of fire because this is basically pressed wood, and through the years of frying and heat and all, this could start to get pitted, and it eventually could start to ignite. All right? Look at the pan on the stove. Sometimes in our haste, when we've got a grease fire, one of the people in the other group said, well, I know how to put that out. They just get it underneath the sink. If you do that, if you've ever tried that, you know what can happen. It just makes it worse. It causes it to splatter and causes the situation to get even worse. Now, you could run the risk of burning yourself as well. What you need to do is eliminate the source of that fire by just putting a lid on it. Putting a lid, if you have baking soda or any kind of solution near, have it near in your closet that you could reach in case you get a grease fire. Okay? So that would be good. Now look at the handle. Sometimes if you've got grandchildren or even yourself in your haste, you forget that the handles are out. Somebody could walk by here and topple this over. Particularly young children can burn themselves. Keep all the handles in, okay? Another thing. Now, appliances, and one other thing I like to point out is this oven mitt, okay? Sometimes these things get too old and they should be retired. And what happens is basically you've got fire-resistant properties on here when you first get it new. Well, repeated washing and washing because it gets dirty ruins the fire. It just wears away. And of course this one was carelessly left right on the hot plate. So again, even if you want to get a little Chinese auction gift or something, or if you're looking for something as a little grab bag, ask for these. Get them replaced so you avoid the risk. Okay? One of the obvious things is the iron. Look where the iron is located. It's located right near the curtain, and sometimes it can topple, or it could just be left here. This can cause an ignition of fire. Space heater, fireplaces, watch out for papers, magazines that are near there, so be very careful. The one other thing I'd like to point out, because I know it's warm and I want to get you out in the fresh air, the ashtray. So much signifies smoking. Smoking is by far one of the #1 causes of accidental deaths in our country. People smoke in bed, smoke in a chair, never realizing that the cigarette has fallen into the cushion, fallen into the bed or whatever, and it smolders. It doesn't ignite right away. It may take hours and hours. You may, unfortunately, not wake up because this will eventually ignite, and in the chemical properties of the chair or even the mattress or whatever, that is all deadly chemicals. You'll ingest it and you'll die from it. You'll just be overwhelmed and knocked unconscious. Again, when you get out of your house, make sure you have a place that you need to go and practice this if you can. If you live with somebody, find a route or an area that you need to report to, and that's where you should go. Don't try to go back in the house and look for your friend or another family member or whatever. Get out of the house. Leave that up to the professionals, the firefighters. Okay? Those are things that you need to do. Call 911, but not in your house. Get out of your house. Get a neighbor or somebody to make that call, or make that call once you've gotten out of the house. Okay? One other thing I want to point out, I don't know if we did already, but if it's on fire, make sure you stop, drop, and roll. Because again, what can happen is the clothing with the air will start to ignite even more. By stop, drop, and roll, you're snuffing out that air source, and you eliminate that, and you will eliminate your risk of getting very badly burned in a fire. Of course, try not to panic. I know that's very difficult to do, but some clear-cut action can save your life and the lives of those that you love. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take a lot of materials in the back, and again, I don't want to ask you to crawl out of here, but
Spanish eyes, prettiest eyes in all of Mexico. Sharon, please, Sharon, don't you cry. Oh, this is adios and not goodbye. Soon I'll return, bringing you all the love your heart can hold. Please say, say you and your Spanish eyes will wait for me.
Don't wanna know it, it's electric. That you can't hold it, it's electric. Well, you know it's there, here, there, and everywhere. Look at Frank. You can't see it, it's electric. And you gotta feel it, it's electric. Ooh, shocking, it's electric. That little Mr. Girl, she's a rockin' in the weather and moving like a lass. She likes to boogie. Don't wanna know it, it's electric. That you can't hold it, it's electric. But you know it's there.
5, 2, 8. 5 to 8. 5 to 8. We got a winner.
Every year, residents and business owners donate prizes for the seniors to have a little something to take home other than good memories.
2040484. The last 3 digits. Set. This, yeah. Dick here. This was donated for somebody. 204 0473. 473. There you go. Thank you. 204 0532. Three, 2 on the end. There you go. Go run. Go run. 3, 2.
Come on, I can't go on all day.
This is a beautiful day. We're finally enjoying ourselves. This is great. My lovely friends here. You'll never see us again. Marge.
Oh, you're his friend.
That's his wife, Margie, and that's my wife, Audrey.
Hello.
Frank. And Jack Healy over here.
And Jack
Healy.
Mrs. Healy.
And Mrs. Healy. That's something.
Jack Healy's 90.
Oh, and let's go Florence.
And there's
Florence over here.
And look at Julie over there. She's hiding them.
Beautiful, beautiful husband.
And her beautiful husband.
And this is Hazel also.
And Hazel next to him.
What's your name, hon?
Anna Murphy.
And Anna Murphy's over here.
Anna Murphy, look at, see?
With you and I always promise me that all you say is true. That's all a yes.
So next year, if you're around and you see a group of seniors at Memorial Field, don't be concerned. It's just the fire department holding its annual Golden Age Club picnic, with hopes that every year more seniors will turn out to enjoy the festivities.